Hello, welcome back to the channel, where history comes alive through storytelling. Today, we're going to uncover the legend of Alexander the Great. In part 2, Alexander the Great takes his first steps as king. Let's continue the story. The year is 336 BC. The stage is set in the magnificent city of Aegae. The Macedonian royal court is alive with celebration. King Philip II has just returned from a successful campaign, crushing a rebellion in the Greek city of Thebes. The citizens of Aegae are out in full force, cheering their king as he makes his way through the crowded streets. Philip's young son, Alexander, stands by his father's side, taking in the scene before him. The boy's heart swells with pride. At only 20 years old, he's already learning the ways of a warrior, and one day he too will rule over Macedonia. Little does he know that destiny has a brutal lesson in store for him. Suddenly, amidst the revelry, a lone figure emerges from the crowd. Acting on orders from an unknown master, the assassin makes his way toward the unsuspecting king. In a flash, he plunges his sword into Philip's chest, and the king collapses to the ground mortally wounded. A hush falls over the crowd as they watch the life drain from their beloved ruler's face. The assassin makes one last gesture, aiming his sword at Alexander, but he is too quick. The young prince darts out of the way. The assassin's blade finds its mark in the ground where Alexander stood a moment before. As the crowd descends into chaos, the assassin is nowhere to be found. Alexander, still shaken by the sudden attack, finds himself thrust into the center of a maelstrom of grief and political intrigue. Amidst the sea of worried faces, he sees one pair of eyes that burn with a cold fire. His sister Cleopatra. Her usual warmth and affection were replaced by a steely resolve. She wasted no time in seizing the crown, declaring herself regent until Alexander, her younger brother, came of age. But Alexander, barely 20 years old, was not one to be sidelined. With the backing of the Macedonian nobility, he took the throne, much to Cleopatra's chagrin. His journey from a young prince to a powerful monarch had been swift and unexpected, but the challenges ahead were even greater. As if sensing weakness in the new king, the region's satraps rose in rebellion. Some sought independence, while others hoped to install their own rulers. Faced with these threats, Alexander did not flinch. He raised an army and marched against the rebels, putting down every uprising with ruthless efficiency. By the time he was done, the message was clear. The era of Macedonian dominance had begun. Now secure in his hold over Greece, Alexander set his sights on the horizon, his gaze fixed on the mighty Persian Empire, the greatest power in the known world. Before launching his campaign in Asia, however, he made a stop at the Oracle of Delphi, the legendary seer whose prophecies had shaped the course of ancient history. The oracle spoke, "You are invincible, my son." These words echoed in Alexander's ears long after he left the sanctuary. He carried the oracle's prophecy with him like a shield, bolstering his confidence as he prepared to face the might of Persia. Now, with the blessing of the gods and the fate of empires hanging in the balance, Alexander led his army across the Aegean Sea towards the shores of Asia Minor. Thus began the greatest military campaign in history. Will Alexander's youth be his strength or his undoing? Can his army withstand the might of the Persian Empire? And what secrets lie hidden in the oracle's cryptic prophecy? Find out in the next episode as we delve deeper into the legend of Alexander the Great. Don't miss it. Subscribe now to follow Alexander's path to glory. We hope you enjoyed today's adventure. If you did, don't forget to show your support. Your engagement helps us bring history to life for more curious minds. Thanks for watching.